welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. Out of just signed up from doing F1 and now we wanna and that's why the F1 screen is still up there. Just now, let me rectify that. But yes, guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. And being your home for fantasy sport, of course, we have to talk about cricket. And of course, the IPL is in full swing. We've had a lot of great games, a lot of action-packed games. That recent one with Rajasthan, oh my goodness, with the Just Butler Masterclass and the Chaha, brilliant bowling. So what we'll do really quickly, I'm not joined by any of my panel, today they can't make. And of course, I don't know if you all saw the news, Kieran Pollard, um, has officially resigned from international duties of cricket, so that'll be a big blow. I thought he would have probably stayed for the T20 World Cup at least, and then maybe go on a blaze of glory. But we wish him the best. Can't be the same in CPL and the other shorter formats. And without any further ado, so the last time we would have spoken, I would have left you off on March 23, which would have been in Mumbai, Indians versus the Punjabi Kings. And this time around now, the next game that day, so this would have been the 14th now, Rajasthan Royals playing the Gujarat Titans, and I made 550 points. I captain Hetmire, right? I had Butler on the team as well, and I had Pandaya as well. Now, you guys know my predicament, as you can see on the screen there. I have 51 points, 51 transfers, sorry, left. So I have to be very, very, very cautious with my transfers. I could only rely on uncapped players now. So I have to do my research, go on quick info, and then I have to wait now for that 9:30 deadline to make sure that to see who is playing and then put in those players because that's been hurting me recently. I've brought in some players, like I made my transfers all now, like we night before, things like that. And then to wake up in the morning at 10 and see a red dot on my player indicating that he is not starting at all. And that's happened to me with some players that I thought were secured, like Mills, Bumrah, uh, even some of the New Zealand cricketers. I thought they were nailed on to play each game, and like Trent Bolt, that happened to me recently. So yeah, a lot to consider, a lot to think about. So I think it is imperative now, especially that we're coming into crunch time. We have now had 32 games played. Um, they're going to be playing each other over and then go into the knockout rounds very soon. That yeah, I think they have to wait till deadline, see who's playing because there's a lot of rotation. COVID has been creeping its ugly head recently. We know that the Delhi Capitals camp has been hit by it. So keep that in mind. But yes, just recapping. So I had Admire, I had Pandya. So imagine if I captain Pandya. But hey, still made 550 points from three players. Let me make sure my maths is correct. Yes, yeah, because as you can see, Bull didn't play. So you see, a great example of me being hurt by just because I picked these guys way in advance, as I said, like the night before, like, oh no, I'll pick my team. So now I'm trying my best to make what I do at least in the night. I put my captain and VC on two players and then in the morning check. So at least in case I don't get a check, and hopefully those guys play, at least my captains are on vice captain on the players that are playing that day. So let's look at match 25. So match 25, whatever the Sunrisers versus Calcutta Knight Riders. Again, not too bad here. So I would have had Malik from the Sunrisers, my uncapped player. I vice captain you'd have and Tripathi. Oh my goodness, I captain Tripathi, one of the uncapped players, and he saved my whole match day with 310 points. So not too bad there, not too shabby, solid from him. And he made up the majority of my points. As you can see, I made 382.5 points. Yeah, that made 7.5 and Malik made 64. So to get all those points from one player is brilliant and no boosters. So we just had a really brilliant day and I'm very grateful for that. And as you can see too, my point tally. So compared to matches six, when we would have started this and been pushing on from it, because as you know, guys, those have been watching from since day one. I did not start well because I just set a team. I did not check them, see I didn't use any of the boosters. So I missed two boosters, and now to be on 8,000 points. Now I know the other guys way ahead. We will look at the league in a bit to see who is tabletop and how they're doing. But yeah, so moving on to March 26th, we'd have had the Mumbai Indians versus LSG. Lucknow, and I love Lucknow. Lucknow and Gujarat have been great additions to the IPL roster. Really, great, putting on some really good performances, some really good shows, and 175 points. I mean, no upset. So let's see what happens in here. So Bumrah did play a vice captain Bumrah and a captain Avish Khan. So again, guys, you all know my predicament. I can't have a lot of I cannot make a lot of transfers because I'm limited because I only have 51 left. So based on that predicament, what I did, I tried to make sure that I have at least two key players from each team, or sorry, two key players from each match at least, so one key player from each team, and I captain and vice captain accordingly. So I was captain the guy that I think will win, and vice captain the other one, and go from there. Just trying to maximize the points. So yes. Moving forward, of course, we had the Delhi Capitals playing at the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and I did not have my usual ace with me. Shaw, I love to have Shaw. I always try to make sure that Shaw is on my roster. Make sure Shaw is here for that because he has been very solidly great basketball. So I went with Aliadav, and of course I had Dennis Kartik as my captain, and he brought in a lot of the points there for me. So 367.5 points. So I mean, not bad. If I could play two players and get an average of 300 points, 400 points a game, I will be very happy with that. Very happy with that. I cannot be upset at all. And of course, yeah, so Punjab Kings versus the Sunrisers. Hi with that. So 120 points, one of the low scoring games here, for me at least. So I went to Shikhar Dhawan and I had Chapati outscoring Shikhar Dhawan. So I probably should have kept him, but I got a little more points. But so it goes one of the low scoring. Again, 120 points from just two players. I will take that. Not upset at all. Trying to build up there, trying to make that 10,000 points. And of course, we had Gutierrez playing CSK. Now, this was, of course, atrocious from me. Utapa was the only guy playing for me because, again, a great example here of me picking my players way in advance and having no one feature. So Pandaya didn't play at all, and Utapa just making 18 points. And he's really, as I said, he's the only person I trust from CSK, the only player that was automatically in my team from CSK. The two teams I'm not chasing right now is Mumbai and CSK. So whoever I have, I have. I will quickly go for the other teams that they're playing against. Now, of course, the Rajasthan Royals and KKR gave us a brilliant game. This was a beautiful game, very action packed. That everything that you wanted. Wicked horse, high scoring games. It was really good. Just Butler was 154. I went and captain Hetmeyer. Of course, in hindsight, should have captain Butler, but hindsight is a hell of a thing. We don't worry about that in fantasy. You stick with your guts, you go with what is working. And Hetmeyer did really good today and with this match day. And of course, Yadav with 42 points. So I made three or four. So again, two, three players and 300 points average. I'll take that. I was very happy with that. Of course, we had Lucknow playing the Royal Challengers Bangalore. I made 119 points. So Avish Khan was my captain with 6 points. And I captained Dennis Kartik. And I already had Ahmed. He brought in some points as well. So 190 points from three guys. I mean, not ideal, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Solid. At least for me, for someone trying to catch up, I'll take that. Especially catch up in my mini leagues. And of course, we had the Delhi Chargers playing the Punjab Kings. This was a bit of a yeah. So of course, Shikhar Dhawan with 28 points and Yadav with 87 as all rounder. I'll take that. Right. And I did make this change after the deadline, like just between deadline time and the start of the game. So I brought in Yadav based on my little research. I was at Shikhar Dhawan. Can't go wrong with him. He just had an off day. Some people were telling me like they bring in Livingstone, and he had the batting from Punjab was not up to all. Really wasn't up to par. It was very atrocious. So yeah, and of course moving forward, looking ahead now. So tomorrow, Mumbai will play CSK. Mumbai, as we know, are not doing well at all. And CSK are not the best, but they have the better. They have what, 2 wins now, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously, CEO will give the edge to CSK based on form, right? This is one of the bottom of the table derbies here, and Mumbai have to start winning some games to at least have a chance of qualifying. They still mathematically can do something if they win the next 4 games. They have to start winning games. I will stick with Utapa. Right, I already have Bumrah, so I would just it would just be for me to check in the morning, see what's going on. What I will do, so I will look ahead. So normally, what I so in this predicament now, where I have to be smart now with my changes, and I have to be smart with the with my transfers. What I will do is try to look up the fixtures, like look up okay who's playing next, and I will. So tomorrow Mumbai are playing CSK, right? So what I will typically do, let's say I'm gonna make a transfer. So you're gonna make some transfers, right? So make transfers. I will go into the filter section and I will go matches. No, so Mumbai are playing CSK. So this is great to have side by side with your team, especially with someone like me managing the transfer. So you can look ahead now to see who you can swap out and swap in and who to keep. So Mumbai are playing CSK, and the next game subsequent to that is we have Delhi Capitals playing Rajasthan Royals. So what I will do, I will look now to see, okay, do I have anyone? So I have already have a Mumbai, I have a CSK. I think CSK will be the better team. So what I will do, um seeing as Rajasthan Royal Challengers and Sunrise are not playing anytime soon, I can swap out either Ahmed or Tripathi, but I'll quicker swap out Ahmed as an all rounder and then go now and look for a proper all rounder from the CSK team. So what I will do, I will come here now. Now that I know my plan, my game plan going forward, now I will um highlight the Chennai Super Kings, right? Filter for my player, filter player type uncap, because all I can do is pick uncap players now, and just look at who they will be. Look at the guys that they have and look at the points. So 0 points from B Farmer there. That is not filling me with a lot of confidence at all in terms of all rounder. So say okay, let's take a look. So maybe I could get rid of someone else now because I'm not limited to just move an anchor player. I can move any player. Once I bring an anchor player, I can still use my free. So let's look at what batsmen they have that are doing well. None. Let's look at the so of course me Wikipedia is Dhoni. Let's look at the bowlers. So we have Chaudhry as one of the bowlers that are doing well for them for CSK. We could so let me. So I may consider him. I could look back now at the some of the guys that I have as bowlers and say, you know what, all right, maybe I could drop him for a CSK player, bring him in, right, is something to consider. But I'm not filled with the most confidence in the world based on the players that we have here. So I may just stick with this team. I'm not filled with the most confidence. Like, all right, I have to bring in someone. I have to lose someone. I think I'm very comfortable with the team that I have here. As I said, I have to play this way now. I have to keep it limited. Maybe when I see the team comes out at 9:30 and I can see if there are any other uncapped players that are playing, and they have pretty good stats, good history or what, I would probably go with that. Let's see what Quick Info has. And I must say, Quick Info has been very, very solid with their resources, with their information. And we just take a look. I mean, I'm not selfish. You all need the info. What I mean, I'm just because I'm limited to my to what I did doesn't mean I can't share with you guys some of the resources and give you all some insight on who are the best players to look at for this game, this upcoming match, with Mumbai and Chennai Super Kings. So let's look at it immediately. Let's look. So there's this really cool feature here in Quick Info when you right. So you click the fixture, and they have the Fantasy 11 tab. So you click on the tab, and now we can have a better idea now of we can have because these are the pundits, these are the professionals watching the games, doing all the analytics for us, all the stats, and putting together the best players to go with. So let's look at the safe 11. So the safe 11 Ishan Khan, Robin Utapa, right? S. Yadav, you have Shivan Dubey, you have Gaikwad, you have Varma, you have Moin Ali, Dwayne Bravo, Jadev Undikat, you have Jasper Burma, and you have Mahis Tishana. Now, looking at this right away, I think I love the shout of Unakdat. He's a great bowler, and he showed that he could do something in the depth with the batting as well, so not too bad. Of course, Moin Ali recently gained some form, so if you have room for a foreign player, doing Bravo, gets a one or two wickets, not too bad. Um, to me, though, the best like batsman for Mumbai might be Varma. I think Varma is the best. Ishlan kind of started okay, but kind of fell off. I'm not big on the Gaikwad. Gaikwad was recommended to us in the early because of his great form last season. Of course, you go on form to pick someone on the first day, but he really has not been hitting it at all for me, at all. Right? They did recommend Gaikwad as the captain, and they recommended Yadav as the vice captain. The reason being, so Yadav, Gaikwad, sorry, he regained some form. Like he did have a decent last game, right? 40 balls, 73 of against Gujarat, which is a strong team, and against Mumbai, he scored on unbeaten 58, so not too bad. But again, for me, not I will not risk a transfer to bring him in. Of course, S. Yadav. So he's one of the most consistent performers so far this season. I agree. He has been great. One of the top run scorers for Mumbai, doing really well, getting it. So maybe best option from Mumbai because of what Mumbai is doing. Right, the hot picks obviously Utapa, right? Very solid for CSK. I think last game would have been his only like, bad game. He has been okay. Moin Ali has yet to hit that peak that we know, but he's been doing okay, not terrible, right? Their differential picks will be Tishana, right? The Sri Lanka spinner. Then of course we have Varma. I just say I think Varma is really good. Um, batsman doing really well, consistent is right. I think he's a good pick. So of course the high risk 11 they have here. If you really want to go for it and pick some weird ones here, you have Ishan Khan, you have Robin Utapa, you have Yadav, you have Ritas Gaikwad, you have Tilak Varma, you have Brevis, right? We didn't talk about Brevis. Brevis is a great shout. We have Pituris, you have Moin Ali, Dwayne Bravo, a lot of foreigners in this one. You have Devin Attack, you have Tishana as your vice captain and the captain in Utapa. Well, as you know, I'm captain in Utapa one time. He is my captain normally, right? So not too bad from them. And of course, you can see from the table right here, Mumbai is bottom. Then you have CSK, Punjab, KKR, DC, Sunrisers, Lucknow, Royal, and you have Rajasthan Royals, sorry. Then you have Challengers, and then you have Gujarat on top. A new franchise is on top of the table. 6 matches played, 5 wins, 1 loss. Brilliant record from them. 10 points. So and that's it. I mean, that's the great thing I like about cricket. Cricket is a funny sport in the sense that because it's something like a fun, but because the points vary so much, there could be any amount of performance, right? You have maybe a great bowling performance from one guy, all of a sudden, then great batting performance, and this day he did well, the next day he doesn't do well, and then the all rounders might be okay with, might do good with the bat one game and then do crap with the bowling next game. So I like cricket for that. So it varies as well. Like Livingstone is a great example. Livingstone has been on fire recently, doing really well. You were punished if you didn't put Livingstone in your team, but now look at today. So it can happen. Every dog has a day, and it's sport. That is the beauty of sport. No one has a divine right to perform well every day and do well every day. So I think that we could check. Let's check out some any quick news, anything, any injuries. Um, and well, we just did the fantasy picks where we just went through that. What I must say though, most times the teams that the guys pick are the guys that are fit on quick info that they pick are fit. So we already, let's say 80% there. It's just on the day now to make sure, because I remember when we thought that Andrew Russell was not fit, and they had Russell on their 11. They predicted 11, and he played because we dropped him, and he did play. So keep that in mind. They always are on spot with who is fit. It's just on the day something could change in the morning between now and then, of course. So so keep that in mind. Um, I guess we could look, seeing as we not gonna recap until quite next week. We could take a quick look at the next fixture. So tomorrow, so the next game on Friday will be the Delhi Capitals versus the Rajasthan Royals, which is again I think that's a really good game. And we could look at the fantasy aspect of that, what that means for what could happen there. I'm gonna see if they have anything out as yet, like if they have any breakdowns for that as yet. No, they don't have the fantasy breakdown as yet. But again, let's now let me bring that up for you. Right. So as I said, so tomorrow, so Chennai Kings will be playing the Mumbai Indians tomorrow. We just broke that down. And then the Delhi Capitals will be facing um the Rajasthan Royals. So again, I guess later on we could always put up some stats on the Instagram and put some stats on Twitter for that. 'Cause I think that would be a really good game. But tomorrow, CSK Mumbai, the bottom of the table derby, right? I think that's gonna be a very funny one, a very close one. Because you don't know which way that's gonna go. But Mumbai has not been in the best form, as I said, and Chennai have the better form right now if you look at the table. So they at least have one when they came close the other day, to their credit, to Chennai's credit, they have been scoring a lot of runs. They have put a lot of runs on the board. It's just that they're not seeing enough games and killing enough games. Mumbai has been recently chasing well, right? They have been chasing well, but they're just not going over that final hurdle and getting the win. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays off, right? We'll see what who are the outstanding bowlers or the outstanding cricketers. We'll have a better idea in the morning of who starts. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. I mean, hopefully that the teams fight and put in a good picture. Now, I love this, right? This is the El Clasico of IPL, this one, because it is normally these guys are fighting at the top of the table, pushing for the title, push and are not comfortable going into the knockout rounds. So that in itself, and look at the contrast of this season. So you never know. Sport is very funny that way. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks. Please again like, share, subscribe. Continue to support and push the channel. We hope that for those that even into cricket, there's some one day fantasies, them daily fantasies. You can just jump in on that and have a try it out, try it out. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I know not much people like cricket, but when we are hosting it in the Caribbean in August, CPL, we will try our best to cover that, and we'll go to some games and do some live coverage at matches, and you always see how fun it could be, especially when the Caribbean hosts T20. So again, guys, thanks for coming through. Thanks for the support. Look out tomorrow. We'll be, of course, be back for FPL. We have a lot to dissect, a lot to unfold, a lot. There's a lot. There's been a lot of goals, hat tricks here and there. It's been crazy. This week has been a really amazing double gaming for those that are playing FPL. So we'll see you all tomorrow to break that down. Thanks again for your support, guys. Be safe out there and happy picking for the cricket coming up. Thanks very much, guys.